So, good morning class. How are you all? I hope you are doing well. So, class, in the previous video we have studied about the electron, right? So, let us move ahead. As we all know that the first charged particle which is present in the atom is electron, right? So, and it was concluded that all the atom contains negatively charged particle, right? And now we know that the atom is electrically neutral, so it must contain the positively charged particle to balance the negatively charged particle in the atom. Yes, so it has actually been found in one of the experiment that there is positively charged particle which is present inside the atom. And that experiment was done by the scientist E. Goldstein. So let us study about that experiment. Okay, so here this is the setup of that experiment where E. Goldstein did the same thing which was done by the J.J. Thomson. But he changed one thing, which is cathode. He take perforated cathode instead of plain cathode. Here you can see. Now what the question is, what is perforated cathode? So it is the cathode which contains hole, right? So class, again he filled the gas inside the discharge tube and give or pass the current inside the tube at two conditions which was the same. The first one is high voltage and the second one is low pressure, right? So what he observed that apart from cathode rays, there is another set of rays traveling in opposite direction of that of cathode rays. Here you can see the orange line. Here orange line represents the rays which is opposite to the cathode rays, and these blue lines represent the cathode rays. So from there these rays are called as anode rays. Why? Because they are coming out of anode, and these are coming out from anode and moving towards the cathode. So from there it was concluded that these rays are positively charged, because we know that positive charge attracts negative charge. So these rays are positively charged and they are attracted by negatively charged particles, or we can say here cathode is negative charge. Yes, so the anode rays consist a charged particle which is called as proton. So inside these rays, proton is present and which is positively charged. So class, this is the second charged particle which was found by the E. Goldstein. So now the question is, are the proton same with the electron? So no. Why? Because here electron do not change its property whatever the gas is filled. But here the property of proton depends on the nature of gas which is filled inside the discharge tube. So different gases produce different anode rays, and that contains different type of protons having different mass and different charge. But in case of electron, the mass and charge will be the same for any gas. So this is the difference between these two. Now let us study about the mass and charge of the proton. That what is the mass and what is the charge of the proton. So the mass of the proton is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram, which is more than electron. And the charge of proton is what? We can represent proton by symbol P and electron by symbol E. Okay. So charge of proton will be the same of electron. So here charge will be 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Again, here this value is more than electron. So, but for the calculation purpose, we always consider the mass of proton is 1 unit. And the charge of proton, so again you can see the value is same with the electron, and this value is very small. So for calculation purpose or to make it easy, we consider it 1 unit charge. And it is positively charged, so we will keep plus sign before the 1 unit charge. Yes class? So if we compare the electron and proton, then we will see, so here is electron and here is proton, and here is mass of electron and here charge of both the particles. So the mass is 1 unit, here again mass is 1 unit, and what about charge? Charge is minus 1 unit and charge is plus 1 unit. So for electron, the mass will be 0, because I have told you that the value of mass of electron is very less and we always consider it to be negligible. So the mass of electron is 0 and the mass of proton is 1 unit. So whenever we have to represent the electron and proton, we will represent by the symbol like this, minus 1 E superscript over, and here 1 E, 1 P and superscript 1. So this is the representation of electron and proton with their mass and charge. So here minus 1 in the subscript represents charge of the electron, and here mass will be the 0. Again plus 1 represents the charge of the proton and 1 represents the mass of proton. So this is the discovery of electron and proton, and after the discovery of electron and proton, we can say that atom is made up of electron and proton. Now atom is not the smallest particle, because inside it the two particles is present, which is electron and proton, right? So this is the discovery of two particles. Now the question is, can we calculate the mass of any element with the help of these two particles? So the research said, no, we cannot calculate the mass of any element with the help of these two particles. Let us take example. We all know about the carbon atom. So carbon contains 6 electron and 6 proton. 6 electron and 6 proton. As we all know, the mass of electron is what? 0, and the mass of proton is what? 1. So the total mass of carbon will be 0 into 6 and plus 1 into 6 is what? We will get the answer 6. But we know the actual mass of the carbon atom is 12. Yes. So the actual mass is 12, and here we are getting 6 with the help of proton and electron. So here it reveals that there is another charged particle which is present inside the atom and which has mass. Because if we compare the charge, so charge will be balanced by the electron and proton. But the mass is not balanced, because there is a difference between real mass and the calculated mass. So from here we get the third charged particle which is present inside the atom and which is called as neutron, and which was discovered by Chadwick. And the property of the neutron is that neutron has, the mass of neutron is 1 unit and the charge is 0 because neutron is neutral, it has no charge, right? So this is the discovery of these three particles which are present inside the atom or which make atom, right? So we can say that all the atom contain electron, proton and neutron. But class, one more thing I would say here, neutron was discovered in 1932, right? And these two particles, electron and proton, were discovered before 1900. So there is a gap between electron and proton discovery and the discovery of neutron. So please keep in your mind.